Hello again everyone and welcome back. This might be a short video but I thought it would be somewhat interesting to go over. I've read a lot of comments and it's in relation to the ending of Death Note. Did Nier cheat or not? That got me to wondering, what is cheating in Death Note? There aren't any rules or regulations that the characters agree upon. It's simply a battle of who can find the other first and prove their identity. So is there really a way to cheat or is there some other meaning behind what is meant by cheating? Let's figure it out. Now, the idea of cheating comes from the manga where a year after Kira was defeated, Matsuda has a theory that Mikami had his name written in the Death Note by Nier to make sure that his plan wouldn't go wrong. People who have read this and theorize if it's true or not consider it cheating if this is what Nier did. Nier having Mikami's name written in the Death Note to prevent Light from winning is considered cheating. But why? Light is allowed to use the Death Note. So why can't Nier? Logically speaking, there's no reason to consider it cheating as there's no rules and anyone can do anything as long as it's physically possible. So in that sense, it can't be considered cheating for Nier to use the Death Note. However, there might be another reason it would be considered cheating, and that's the morality of each side. Light thinks it's okay to kill any kind of criminal no matter the crime. If a person had malicious intentions and acted upon them, it should be punished with death. That is what Light believes. People like L and Nier on the other hand believe that what Kira is doing is wrong. Killing people regardless of the evil they've done is in itself evil and that they should be judged based on evidence before deciding their fate with due process. L and Nier share this belief, which is why they set out to prove the identity of Kira rather than straight out killing someone they suspect of being Kira. So how does this suggest cheating? Well, if Nier did write Mikami's name in the Death Note, it would mean Nier is no better than Kira is and is in fact just like Kira, thus defeating the whole purpose that Nier is going after Kira to begin with. If L or Nier use the Death Note to kill a person they assume are Kira or just another evil person, they essentially are doing exactly what they despise and in a sense letting Kira win by going against their morals and doing exactly what Kira would do to defeat Kira. After all, Nier, Light, and L all considered this a battle of their pride, a battle of wits, who was right and who was wrong. So by Nier using the Death Note and killing someone without first proving their guilt essentially defeats the purpose of Nier's pursuit of Kira in the first place. Basically saying I couldn't prove you were Kira without first stooping down to your level and becoming exactly like you. It basically confirms that Kira is right even in his defeat, which is why L and Nier would never do something like that. They want to prove they're right, that they can prove who Kira is and defeat him not only in the battle of wits, but in a battle of pride. You might also ask if it's possible for Light or Mello to cheat? A form of cheating for Light would probably be something like having Ryuk or Rem do everything for him. For example, Light at one point asked Rem to kill L for him. If she went through with this, it wouldn't really be fair. Of course later on, Rem did end up killing L, but this was because Light manipulated Rem into doing so, which isn't exactly the same thing. For Mello, there's no real way to identify anything he could do that would be considered cheating. You could argue that because Mello wants to be the best or the smartest that him trying to kill Nier instead of beating him to Kira first is in a sense cheating, since that wouldn't really prove that Mello is better than Nier. But at the same time Mello said he wanted to be the best by any means necessary. So for Mello there's really no particular way to identify if anything he does would be considered unfair or cheating. But what do you think? Is it possible to cheat from any of these perspectives or do you think there are no rules and that there's no such thing as cheating? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.